Jack Thunder and the Fragments of Anima, Book 6, Light. Chapter 5, A Light in the Dark. Snotter swallowed back her groan. If there was anyone in Alterus more in love with the sound of his own voice. So, anyway, that's how I broke my wing. Yeah, great story, Shadow-Paws trailed off. Even he was getting sick of this Valkyrie's rambling. Or maybe he was trying not to throw up from the gruesome story. Probably both. Saturn didn't get the cue. Hey, what else do you think is down here? So far, I found 2 blue crystals, some gold coins, and some really cool glow fungi. Snotter whipped back around to face him. Shh! Would you keep it down? You're gonna cause a cave-in. She was bluffing. Even if his incessant babbling did trigger a cave-in, Terra would be able to cleave through the rocks and get them out of there. She just didn't want to listen to this Valkyrie's ramblings anymore. Oh, don't worry about that, Snotter. These tunnels look pretty sound to me. I've been in worse. Dang it, Saturn. Can't you ever take a hint? Snotter silently grumbled to herself. This was going to be a long trip. All of a sudden, Snotter had to shield her eyes. Coming from just up ahead was an intense, shimmering white and gold light. No, it couldn't be. A quick look down at Terra confirmed it. Its golden sheen was brighter than ever. Oh, thank Anima. I was wondering if you found us down here. Miss Frosty? What are you doing here? Where's Jack? Shadow-Paws asked. He and the others went down to find Puriturnus. I told them I'd stay back and keep watch over Excalibur. While Shadow-Paws and Frosty were conversing, Saturn drew close to the light fragment. He couldn't believe his eyes. He'd recovered many priceless artifacts in his few years as an explorer, but none were quite as ornate or priceless as the fragment of light itself. Even through all these years, the gemstone in the center still shone like a cloudless summer sky. Just imagine if he could dislodge it. No one back at the League of Exploration would ever make fun of him again. Broken wing or no broken wing. A sudden scraping noise snapped the others to attention. Looking over, the 3 saw that Saturn had both his hands clasped around the hilt of the sword and was trying to pull it out of the stone. Good luck with that. We tried that earlier and it didn't work, Frosty told him. Saturn stopped tugging on the sword for a second. We? Who are you talking about? Shadow-Paws turned to Saturn. I think she's talking about Jack, Kirami, Buckthorn, and San. They must not have had much luck either. Shadow-Paws sighed. No, we didn't. Well, at least you can get Puriturnus and get them to get Excalibur out of here, right? Saturn perked up, hopeful. Doubtful. Snotter scoffed. Ran off sobbing like a baby when I told them that this grotto was abandoned. That's why we're not with the others. Kirami gave me a big earful about it, just 'cause I said the obvious out loud. Shadow-Paws wanted to point out that Snotter's attitude was the reason why Kirami told her off, but he thought it was a better idea to keep his mouth shut. He grunted to himself, rolling his eyes. Meanwhile, Saturn had turned his attention back to Excalibur. Once again he pulled on it. He wiggled it around, trying to widen the cavity it was lodged in. At first it seemed like he was getting nowhere, but little by little, the rock's tight grip on the sword loosened. Tiny scratching and scuffing noises met his ears as the light fragment budged ever so slightly. Soon, he found that the rock was only barely holding on to Excalibur. With one mighty final tug, Saturn was sent flying backwards. He crashed to the ground, stunned for only a few milliseconds before his vision came back into focus. He lay on his back in the middle of the floor, and in his hands was the golden hilt of Excalibur. The silvery blade stuck straight up, the tip gleaming in the low light. Saturn had done it. He'd freed the sword from the stone. How? Frosty swallowed. How could you do that when we couldn't? She yelled. her voice a mix of amazement and pent-up frustration. Saturn jumped back. I'm not sure. It just came out by itself. Frosty paused. I guess San was right. It could only be extracted by one of the light element. Saturn beamed. Wow, I guess this means I'm the legendary champion of light, huh? Wait till I tell my friends about this. Whoa, slow down there, Snotter interjected, blocking his path. This isn't a joke. We need that thing. Saturn was about to protest, but then he saw the broad axe in the snail's hand and the cannon in the Nekomata's. His face paled. He should have known earlier. Those were no ordinary weapons. Those were Terra and Lethal Joke. The Earth and Dark Fragments. They had come for the Fragments of Anima. Are you part of the League of Exploration too? He squeaked. He knew it was a stupid question to ask, but part of him still hoped that the rumors he'd heard weren't true. Snotter shook her head. How could this Valkyrie be the new champion of light? Saturn didn't even know how to wield Excalibur properly. He swung it around like a toy. He had no fighting experience. He had a broken, shrunken wing, and he didn't even want to be part of this fight. Was this really the best they could do? She didn't have time to ponder it too much. The air suddenly fell cold, the light from the fragments straining heavily against the sudden darkness. From the opposite corner of the room, Snotter could see twisted black forms rising up, looming above their heads. Glowing eyes and smoldering, fang-toothed mouths of many colors emerged from the black. The sounds of birds chirping from outside were replaced by the menacing growls of a pack of wendigos. The shadow demons bore their sharp teeth at them. They had been spotted.